If you're watching this video, you should have received one of these, which is a heart pack. And in this pack, you'll find all the materials you need to make a heart for somebody that you'd like to thank. There's actually enough materials to make 2 hearts, and the activity is designed for you to do with a friend or a family member if you'd like to. So inside your heart pack, you're going to find some willow and a roll like this with a paintbrush, a pair of scissors, some masking tape, some PVA glue, some white paper like this, and some coloured tissue paper. Now for this first tutorial, we're going to be making the basic heart for you to decorate. We're going to be making a heart like this. And at the end of this tutorial, you'll need to leave your heart and let it dry before you can move on to the next tutorial, giving you some decorating tips. Now I'm not going to use the coloured paper for this bit, so I'm just going to put that away there. And the first thing I'm going to do is to prepare my workspace. Now willow normally comes in long pieces like this, but to fit your willow into your bag, we've had to bend it round and tie it up with masking tape. So unfortunately, this might be the trickiest part of the whole process, which is to take the masking tape off and free your pieces of willow. So sorry about that. It might be a little bit fiddly. You're going to find, when you do unwrap it, that you've got 5 pieces of willow here. Now, one heart needs 2 pieces, but we've put 1 extra piece in just in case you break a piece, or basically so you've got a spare. So, as I said, a little bit fiddly this bit, but you should be able to eventually free all the willow. So I've got my 5 pieces here, and I'm just going to put those to the side for a moment. Another thing which is great to do before you get going is to cut some strips of masking tape. And you can kind of see I've already done that here. Cut some strips of masking tape, pre-cut, and have them on the side of the table there, so it's just easy for you to get hold of them as you're making your heart. Put those to the side. The other final tip is that your PVA glue, get yourself a cup, get yourself some water, because you're going to dilute this glue. The glue's pretty thick, and you're going to dilute it pretty much the same amount of glue to the same amount of water. So it kind of makes it a bit runnier, easier to paint on, and the bottle will go a lot further. So I'm just going to mix that up now. Add my water there. Give that a stir. And I'm ready to start. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make my heart frame. So I'm going to take my first piece of willow, and because your willow is going to come out bent, you're already pretty much on your way to making your heart. You've kind of got a bit of a head start there. So you're just going to pull the willow in, the thin end to the fat end there, and then I'm going to use a little bit of masking tape to secure it there, like that. And you'll see quite easily that we've now just made half of a heart. Now I'm going to do the same with another piece, but what I'm going to try and do is match the size, this size to this size, so that my heart is kind of equal. And you can do that by pulling the willow up or down before you secure it. And I'm just, I think just about there, that's pretty much equal. And again, the masking tape in there to fasten that together. And there's my other half of a heart. And now I'm just going to join those together in the middle. More masking tape. Ooh. And there, I've got my heart frame. So I'm going to add another bit to the bottom there. The next bit is to skim the heart, which means to add the white paper. so that it will then be ready to decorate. So what I'm going to do for this bit is I'm going to move my camera looking down so that you can see what I'm doing, and take it from there. So you can see here that I've got my heart frame, and I've just laid 2 sheets of wet strength tissue paper underneath the heart. And to start off with, I'm just going to hold these sheets together and just very loosely cut around both sheets of paper at the same time the shape of my heart. And I'm giving myself quite a little gap around the heart. You can just do it quite roughly here. And I'm just going to put this scrap aside because I'm going to use that later. Well, I'm going to use the scraps for skinning my other heart. So, what you're essentially going to do is make a paper willow sandwich with glue as the butter. So, the paper is your bread, and I'm now going to cover this paper with the PVA glue. Make sure that you can see that properly. And don't be shy about kind of soaking it completely. Once I've covered that, I'm going to place my heart on there. I'm going to place my other sheet on top, and then just fold it, squish it together. And now this is the weird bit of the sandwich, because you're actually now going to cover the top of the bread with butter as well. So cover the top of your heart with the PVA. You'll end up covering the whole entire heart with PVA, which is great because it means that when it dries, the heart is stronger and actually more kind of waterproof. And it also means that the paper will stretch a little bit as it dries. So now I'm going to just move around my heart here. And what I'm going to do next is just cut tabs all the way around the edge of the heart, like this, and then, you can see there, just going to fold them over, fold them over, fold them over. And pretty much, I'm going to work my way all the way around the heart so that this wet strength tissue paper kind of turns into the base and a skin for the heart that we can decorate. So a little tip is that as you get to this middle bit, cut right in there, cut right down there, and then you'll find when you cut the tabs, it's easier to get that heart shape. You get that, the middle bit there. That might be a little bit fiddly. Just folding it over. Just going to trim that bit a little bit. Folding it over, folding it over. See how I'm just kind of pulling that tight on there. This bit here, you can just kind of wrap this paper around, so you kind of wrap it around the handle like that. Just do it by spinning your heart like that. And then I'm just going to work all the way around the rest of the heart. And this heart now, I'm going to leave it to dry and then it will be ready to decorate. Now this video is almost over, but we've also included on our tutorial page some decorating tips just to help you get started with decorating your heart. We're asking that when you've finished your heart, you can send us a short video of you holding your heart, saying who you've chosen to thank and why. We're also asking you to send us a photo of your heart. These videos will be edited together so that we have a digital record of our tree as it grows. Thanks once again for taking part. We can't wait to see your heart.